ESPN's Jeremy Fowler has been making the rounds at different training camps, and I react to some of the things he reported on from Bears camp. My name is Harrison Graham. Welcome into the show. Let's dive on in. Obviously, a lot here on Caleb Williams. He also talked to a couple of Caleb's teammates who had some comments on their quarterback as well. Now, just of note, Fowler did attend camp on July 30th. Kind of right as Caleb was starting to stack some good practices together, because remember, those first 2-3 days weren't great. I think Fowler got there on the fourth or fifth day, so he was kind of just starting to turn it on a little bit. Here's what Jeremy had to say. He said, on my way to Chicago, I called a person with the Bears to ask about what I was seeing and reading on Caleb Williams, whose early camp struggles were well documented. The answer I got, he's had 2 good days in a row, so I think you'll see improvements. Williams didn't have any major mistakes. The operation looked clean, and his body language was positive, which is a win for the Bears. The next day after I left, I saw him connecting on deep balls on social media, so perhaps the person I talked to was right. And that's kind of the tricky part for these national guys that go to these different camps and they're there one day. And we know how training camp goes. Sometimes you light it up. Sometimes you have a bad day. It's a lot of back and forth, offense versus defense and vice versa. And I think what's been pretty clear from day 1 to day 10, 11, wherever we're at now, there's been clear growth. Now, obviously, FanFest wasn't a great day for Caleb, but from day 1 to where he's at now, there's been notable progress in that time period. So that's obviously a positive development for the Bears, because they picked him number 1 overall, and they brought in Ben Johnson to get him going. So there's a lot of investment here, and they need to make this work. So it's still a process. It's still early, still a ways to go. But I do think the Bears should feel and probably do feel good about the direction this is going in so far. Now, let's get a couple quotes that Fowler got from talking to Caleb's teammates. He talked to Odunze and Kevin Byard. Here's what Odunze said. I think he can be the best in the NFL. I think the sky is really the limit for him with his talent, with his knowledge, with his attitude toward the game. His goals really, man, he could be the best. Now, that's his teammate. It could just be Rome hyping him up, but that's quite a statement to make. Like, that's not just like, yeah, I think he could be really good. No, I think he could be the best in the league. Not my words, Rome Odunze's. He's a second-year player as well. He's got a lot to learn too. But what do we know? We know that Caleb possesses elite talent. He has top-tier NFL physical tools. No one is doubting it. You don't become the number 1 pick by having average physical tools, unless I guess you're Bryce Young. We'll see how Bryce does, but he does not have elite physical tools. Caleb obviously does. He has elite arm strength, but also elite arm talent. And what do I mean by that? Because people confuse the two. Arm strength is, just how far can you throw a ball? Can you rip the fastball, which he can do both of those, obviously. He has a cannon. But he also has arm talent, different arm angles, throwing with touch, layering passes over linebackers in front of safeties, all that stuff. I mean, you hear like Trey Lance, for example. Trey Lance, when he's played, and it actually looked better in the Hall of Fame game against bad talent, but his issue was he only could throw at 1 speed. He threw the ball flat and hard all the time. That was something kind of with J.J. McCarthy coming out, and from the clips I've seen, it's looked better. He kind of throws just like a hard, flat ball. You look at a guy like Brock Purdy. He doesn't have elite arm strength, but he has good arm talent with his ability to throw with touch and with anticipation, and obviously to layer those passes over the middle of the field. It's a real skill, and it's kind of next level QB play to be able to layer those passes. We saw a couple last week, one to Luther Burden, and I think another one to Colson Loveland. The ability to do that. Like, a lot of quarterbacks have the fastball. Do you have the changeup? Do you have the touch passes? We know Caleb can do all that. Obviously, the physical tools with his legs as well, the escapability, the mobility, the lower body strength with how thick his legs are to shed off contact at times. No one is questioning what he can do from a physical standpoint. It's just about putting it all together, the cerebral part of the game, throwing with anticipation more consistently, getting the offense down, just being more accurate. That was a problem at times last year. So, it takes more than just having a rocket of an arm and good physical traits to play quarterback in the NFL, as we all know. Kevin Byard, he's been around the block. He's played with different quarterbacks. He said he's probably the most talented quarterback I've ever played with. He's made some throws every single day that makes you say, wow. And if he continues to do that consistently, he's going to take us where we need to go. And Byard said it. It's about consistency, because even last year in a funky season with a lot going on, we saw the highs. We saw throws that not many people on this planet can make. The throw where he's flushed to his right against Minnesota and basically does a 35-yard jump pass that hits DeAndre Swift right in the hands up the right sideline. There's 3 to 5 players on the planet who can make that throw. Like we saw the flashes. We've seen it in camp. It's about being consistent play to play. You're not going to make every throw. You're not going to make every play. Not every decision is going to be great, but Ben Johnson's setting that bar. Hey, let's complete 70% of our passes. I don't think he has to get there for it to be more consistent. Let's get to 66, 67. Let's be more aggressive, but also more efficient at the same time. Those are the steps we're all looking to see from Caleb in year 2, going from the Shane Waldron, Thomas Brown debacle to Ben Johnson, who has skins on the wall, obviously. And Ben himself said it. Listen, Caleb was a component of why I came here. Those were his words. So, I think that as we sit here on August 4th, good progress has been made. Would I feel like he's ready to go throw for 400 yards against the Vikings if they played a game tomorrow? Probably not. Like, there's still steps to go, and that's going to be a challenge going up against Brian Flores' defense. But it's a process. It's day by day. His teammates are excited about his potential. We've heard the whispers about the increased work ethic and how that's been a positive all offseason and throughout this camp. So that's what it takes. You got to put in the extra work if you want to be great in this league, especially at that position. And it sounds like those things are taking place at this point in time. Will Caleb Williams work in Chicago? I want to hear from you guys. Type Y for yes, or you can type in for no. Give us your thoughts as we enter year 2 in the comment section of this video. Okay, coming up, more takeaways from Jeremy Fowler's reporting on Caleb and on the team as a whole. We'll kind of jump away from Caleb a little bit on the back half of the video. But today's show, sponsored by Brunt, the best working boots out there. You can get them today at bruntworkwear.com/chat. Code chat for 10% off. As a homeowner, there's always projects around the house to work on, and Brunt's boots provide both comfort and durability required to get these jobs done. Before I found Brunt, I can't tell you how many different working boots I tried and went through. I was always left with foot pain or blisters, and they just didn't offer the overall performance that Brunt does. The Marin boots from Brunt are the most comfortable boots I've ever worn. Seriously, you can finally have durable work boots that are as comfortable as your sneakers. They are lightweight, waterproof, slip and oil resistant, heat resistant, and electrical hazard rated. So join over 500,000 customers today with the Brunt family, as Brunt will let you try their boots on the job risk-free. And by the way, all their products have free shipping as well. Brunt was tired of the workwear brands out there cutting corners. You work way too hard to be stuck in uncomfortable boots that don't hold up. So they built something better. Boots that are insanely comfortable and built for any job site. So for a limited time, our listeners get $10 off at Brunt when you use code CHAT at checkout. That's code CHAT at bruntworkwear.com. You can also do bruntworkwear.com/chat. The code is in there and you are good to go. After you order, they'll ask, who sent you? Tell them we did. Bears Now by Chat Sports. All right, more notes from Jeremy Fowler. There's internal excitement, he says, about the playmakers on their offense. Odunze had a little comment on it, but I mean, we've kind of heard that consistently throughout camp. Ben Johnson said yesterday the guys who have earned his trust are DJ Moore, Odunze, Cole Kmet, and Olamide Zaccheaus, but Luther Burden and Colston Loveland, the 2 rookies, have been turning heads as well, especially since they've come back from injury, especially Colston. I mean, Ben was hyping him up as training camp was starting, raving about his work ethic during the injury recovery. Obviously, it felt a little touch and go there with Burden for a little bit, but since he's been back, he's been out there every day making plays. Both those guys making at least 1 or 2 notable plays per day at practice. And obviously the veteran, Zaccheaus, coming over from Washington on a cheap contract, making plays just about every single day. quality vet to add to the room, and DJ Rome and Kmet obviously have been here. So, they don't lack playmakers. They have a plethora of options for their quarterback in Caleb Williams. Fowler also echoed what Dennis Allen told us last week, that CB2 competition is ongoing, that it is, quote, up for grabs. Fowler echoed that sentiment when it comes to who's going to play opposite of Jalen Johnson. Obviously, Tyreek Stevenson is the incumbent. Charles Smith has played a lot of ball, but Nashawn Wright is a guy that has turned heads and has gotten a lot of work with the ones while Jalen has been out with his leg injury. So there's a lot of guys in the mix. Nick McLeod is someone that not only Dennis Allen mentioned last week, but also Jeremy Fowler pointed out as well, veteran that's been around the block. Haven't heard much from Trey Flowers, so I don't think he's really in the mix. No surprise from producer Cullen, who's watched the Seahawks every single year. But they have a lot of options there at corner, and that competition is ongoing. And then just one more thing on Rome Odunze. What are his goals? Is he chasing more? He was asked about, not Moore as in DJ Moore on this note, but he was asked about DJ Moore. Do you view this as a wide receiver one competition? And he said he doesn't really look at it that way. Honestly, I think I deserve, from what I put on the practice field, to be an option on every single play. But at the end of the day, in a wide receiver room, I don't believe in a wide receiver one, wide receiver two. That being said, when you say, yeah, I think on every single play, every single pass play install, I guess outside of like a bubble screen that's not designed for him, he expects to be an option, and he wants to be part of the progression from Caleb and the quarterbacks. So, and look, he's earned that right. Him and DJ are the clear top two guys right now. You've got Luther Burden and Olabode Zaccheaus, obviously, who are going to play roles as well. You've got Cole Kmet and Colson Loveland at tight end. You've got DeAndre Swift coming out of the backfield. So there's a lot of mouths to feed, a lot of competition there. But Rome Odunze should be a focal point of this passing game. A, because he's talented enough, and B, this guy was a top 10 pick, man. He better be a focal point. He better be a guy that's an option on every single play. Otherwise, what are you doing? You don't take a receiver in the top 10 to be, a secondary option. Like, he needs to be a focal point, even while understanding that there's a lot of mouths to feed and only one football. So, that doesn't mean he's going to have a 1,500-yard season, but he should get a lot more target share than he had a year ago. And I think it's fair to say, hey, he should have 1,000 yards. Like, I don't think that's off the table or out of the realm of possibility at all when it comes to Rome heading into year two. And he's had a good camp so far, so I'm pretty optimistic. Who's going to have the bigger year in 2025? Think it's DJ Moore, type DJ. If you think it's Rome Odunze, type RO. Whether it's wide receiver 1, 2, doesn't really matter. Who's going to be more productive? Give us your thoughts. And be sure to join us in a little bit on our live show. I thought practice was earlier today. I think it actually just started. So we'll have our practice report during our live show today. So be on the lookout for that here on Chicago Bears Now. My name is Harrison Graham. We'll see you then. Bear down.